Hello and welcome, everybody. This is Lauren Darr with International Association of Pet Fashion Professionals, and I am so grateful for your joining me today. I know that time is the absolute most precious commodity that we all have. So, with all sincerity, I thank you very much for taking the time out of your schedule and spending it with me to hear about the 2015 Pet Fashion Almanac and the Amazon bestseller campaign that we're going to do along with this announcement. Most of you know who I am. I'm Lauren Darr. I founded International Association of Pet Fashion Professionals in August of 2013 because I have a passion for pet fashion and want to spread the love for pets and the bond and connection that we can generate with our pets through pet fashion overall. And that's my mission. And so, to that end, one of the ways that we can spread that passion throughout the land is to, as pet fashion professionals or pet professionals in general, whether you're a stylist or a designer or you work in housewares, doggy architecture. There are so many different types of fashionable professions out there. The best thing we can do to spread that mission is through marketing and planning and doing that well. And so, to that end, that's the reason that we started the Pet Fashion Almanac in 2014. And here is the 2014 Pet Fashion Almanac. And as you can see, it went to #1 bestseller status on Amazon. If I point to it correctly here, we did reach #1 bestseller status on Amazon last year with the Pet Fashion Almanac. I'm so glad that it became a wonderful resource for people. We had wonderful comments from different folks throughout the pet industry, like Dana Humphrey, and she said the Pet Fashion Almanac's an amazing, hands down the best tool for pet industry professionals looking for pet holidays, media outlets, and more. Truly thorough and robust resource. Sorry about that. And so I was really pleased that we put together something that a lot of people were very happy about and really could use as a resource. And kind of found it funny when I got a frantic email from someone one time when they said, "Help, I can't find my Pet Fashion Almanac and I need to know what to post for social media today." And it was so cute and so funny that we just went ahead and sent an electronic version out until they found their copy that apparently they usually keep at their desk and use as a resource in dog ear and so on and so forth. And I was tickled by that because it really showed me that people are using the Pet Fashion Almanac in the way that it was meant to be used. It came about to do this Pet Fashion Almanac when I was in a class at FIT. Most of you know that they have the, I believe it's still the only pet fashion specific program in the world through a fashion design school. And we were talking in our marketing class one night about trade shows and conferences to go to, having interactions with media, creating a blogging and a social media calendar, being aware of all of the pet holidays that are out there so that if you're having trouble generating content, you can do that. And the question came up, well, where do I go if I want to get all of that information in one resource? And there wasn't a place. And so I thought, that is a fantastic thing for pet fashion professionals to produce and do, since I personally had a background with publishing books since around, I think, 2008. our Left Paw Press Publishing imprint started publishing books in marketing and medical and pug children's books. So it was very natural for me to expand outside of that and also include pet fashion as an offering that we would have within the Left Paw Press imprint. And so that's kind of how it started. And before I babble on anymore, I will go through what I intend to be the agenda for the Hangout today. It's really not going to be a really long Hangout because I don't think it should take me a lot of time to get through all of these items on the agenda, but I just kind of want to let you know what I have planned. And first of all, what is the Pet Fashion Almanac? We'll go through very quickly the table of contents. We'll look at some of the comments about the book. And then I'm also going to talk about our pet holiday calendar that is also available on Amazon and is part of our bestseller campaign, which we'll also talk about, which is going on through the 16th through the 20th. And just give you a process of how to take advantage of the offering through our bestseller campaign that we're doing for the next few days. So that's really it in a nutshell, what we're going to talk about today. And so let's just dive in, and I'll tell you what the Pet Fashion Almanac is. And it's right on the back of the Pet Fashion Almanac itself as to what it is. And it's really a handy annual tool and resource for people that are focusing on pets or even just pet themed material in their businesses. So it doesn't necessarily absolutely have to be somebody in the pet industry, because there are plenty of companies out there that have like a pet mascot, for example, and they could use the pet holidays as something to use in their marketing, blog posts, social media, that kind of thing. So it's really meant, it is focused on pets and pet business. It's meant to be kept close to you. Keep it at your desk, keep it handy. It's really, truly meant to be dog-eared. You see that I even have tabs here in my Pet Fashion Almanac already. This is my only copy so far, but really, truly, it's meant to be dog-eared. It's meant to be tabbed. There are places in here even to make some notes for yourself when you look through the almanac itself and you have an idea on something that you want to do with the information that was shared in the Pet Fashion Almanac. And so it really is meant to be used in that way. I'm looking for one of those pages as an example right now. Okay, here we go. So for example, down here, down here, it says, how can you best use PR and advertising for your business? Because one of the articles in here is advertising versus PR and know the difference. So to continue with what is the Pet Fashion Almanac, it's something that people use the information in to plan and market. They use it for social media. It's really big with bloggers. They love the material in here because it's really handy, especially if you're having one of those brain fog days, which, you know, the more middle-aged I become, I have those, and it's like, oh, I need something handy to pick it up and be able to say, okay, I can write about that today. So it gives people social media ideas. It tells us about our events, conferences, trade shows, PR, direct mail, advertising, and because we had Ellen, our pet fashion astrologer, Ellen Zucker, write the astrology section, it also has some timing and planning information from a cosmic standpoint in there. And so it really is a resource on multiple different levels. It has pet holidays by date, week, and month. There are lists for media. There's a list for organizations in the pet industry. There's a list of fashion weeks. There are trade shows and conferences that are listed. We have pet fashion events that are listed. for the pet industry. And like I mentioned before, there are educational articles to help readers maximize the information that is actually in the Pet Fashion Almanac itself. And like I said, the astrology section gives you the perfect timing and guidance. People that love the Pet Fashion Almanac are pet writers, bloggers, journalists, social media gurus, business owners, and of course, pet fashionistas love it and feel that it's a really valuable tool for them. So we are going to now go through the table of contents, which I should have handy here. And I've already mentioned many of the things that are included in here, so I'll just go through it very quickly. But it has an introduction, pet holidays, media publications, trade shows, conferences, and events. You'll find fashion weeks, organizations, information about International Association of Pet Fashion Professionals, of course. And then we have our astrology section. So the pet holiday section is actually expanded from last year's version because, we're finding new pet holidays all of the time. The media and publications section has expanded a bit. And we also added in the events and really expanded the Fashion Week section. We've added some more organizations. And Ellen, I have to say, really, really totally outdid herself in an outstanding way this year for the Pet Fashion Almanac. Not only did she do the overview for the entire year, but she also did the overviews for the months, like she tends to do. But this year, what she also did was included in here some easy, helpful tools. And some of those are, she actually went in and did a 2015 fashion trends section based on a cosmic standpoint and from an astrological point of view. And it's really, really very interesting. And she, by the way, she really does go through and she specifically looks at certain planets. For example, Mercury is considered a planet of communication. And then Venus, she associates with beauty and fashion. She goes through other planets. And of course, she's the expert. I'm most certainly not. But she goes through and specifically looks at different planets from an astrological standpoint to give us advice throughout the year. So this is a section that a lot of people, when they pick it up first up, they grab it and they look at it from a curiosity standpoint. And then when you start looking through it and reading it, it's like, that's really very interesting. But she also included some easy timing tools, monthly lunar cycle, void of course moon, and of course Mercury, Venus, and Mars retrogrades and what to do with them. So the almanac this year is a little bit bigger than last year's because we did expand some things and included some more valuable content in the Pet Fashion Almanac itself. And we had some great comments from people like Mark Winter of Pet Life Radio, and he says, pause and applause to the Pet Fashion Almanac, the go-to place for those who wear fur and those of us who love them. Everything from pet holidays and events to pet blogs, marketing, and yes, even pet radio. It's all in one easy to use, fun publication. A awesome resource for anyone who has a passion for four-legged fashion and so much more. We love it. So thank you so much for that, Mark. There are a lot of comments on the Pet Fashion Almanac, and you can find many of those on the page, the Amazon.com page itself. I won't take up too much of people's time going through it. And at that. Last year we had the #1 bestseller. And so that's something, obviously with this Hangout that we're announcing the Pet Fashion Almanac. And of course, we'd love for this year's Pet Fashion Almanac to be a bestseller too. So to that end, I have something different than last year to announce to you and show to you, and that is the Pet Holiday Calendar 2015. Now, this is something that you can buy this printed version on Amazon.com. And what I will also say is that this is something that's really kind of near and dear to my heart because number one, I felt like it was a really, really good, valuable tool for people that are interested in something like the Pet Fashion Almanac, because it includes all of the pet holidays in here in the Pet Holiday Calendar. So you can't get a printed version there. And let me open up real quick to one of the pages and show you the Pet Holiday Calendar. So in here we have the holidays, and we have them laid out on each of the months, and you'll see each of the holidays on the different dates. For example, in June here, Donald Duck Day, June 9th. How cool is that? And then down here we have what month it is. For example, it's Adopt a Shelter Cat Month in June. And I should put my glasses on. And then down here we have the weeks. So, but in addition to that, I have personally worked very hard on this. Our designer, Charina, who designed the cover of the Pet Fashion Almanacs last year and this year, and she's already done next year's, by the way, she did this calendar part, and she did a fantastic job. But I got into doing artwork this past year myself. And so this has artwork at the top of each month that I have done. And I'll show you a couple of these. This is one of my favorites because it's got a pug butt on it. And if anybody knows me, they know I am plumb pug crazy. So if you aren't the lead dog, the scenery never changes. So I took some kind of sayings and either changed them around, like this one where it's a hydrant. It says, "Don't pee on my hydrant and tell me it's raining." So anyone who knows the saying that's really associated with that knows that I changed it just a little bit. But I personally did all of the artwork on canvas for this, and had them scanned so that we could create a pet holiday calendar. So this is available on Amazon, so you can actually get a printed copy with the matte cover and the nice pages and things like that. Take it with you or hang it up. However, the reason that I'm bringing the Pet Holiday Calendar into the conversation is we are announcing our bestseller campaign today. And what I'm doing is that if you go during the bestseller campaign, which is the 16th through the 20th of October, so starting tomorrow as soon as you can, go on Amazon.com and get your copy of the Pet Fashion Almanac. And if you do that, you go to our form and fill it out. And the form is at best.petfashionprofessionals.com. And I actually have that here that I'll put up on the screen. So best.petfashionprofessionals.com, and fill out that form once you've gotten your copy of your Pet Fashion Almanac. And what we will do is automatically send you a PDF version of this Pet Holiday Calendar that you can easily print out and have handy for yourself. So that's our bestseller campaign this year, and I'm really, really, truly excited about it because it gives you a handy tool where you can, this is based on my bird KO. A lot of you know that I have blue and gold macaw. And this one says, "What the flock." But anyway, my sense of humor definitely came out in doing this artwork. Anyway, it's something that it's nice to have the Pet Fashion Almanac and have it handy so that you have the listing. But I felt like a calendar where you can actually take it and mark it up with whatever you need to do from a planning standpoint would be even more handy. So we will give this to you in PDF format for free when you participate in our Amazon bestseller campaign, because of course we want it to be like last year's Pet Fashion Almanac, and we want it to be a bestseller too. So let me check with our agenda and see if I missed anything. I want to be cognizant of everyone's time because I know you're taking out valuable time to spend with me today. And again, the dates are the 16th through the 20th of October. We're in 2014, so go mark your calendar. As soon as you can, go just mark it for the 16th. That's kind of really the target date, even though we're extending the campaign through the 20th. You know, I realize life is busy and people are like, oh, I meant to do that on that date, or you're not available on that date. So no worries. 16th through the 20th. Step one, go to Amazon.com, get your copy of the Pet Fashion Almanac 2015. And it does not matter whether you get the Kindle version or if you get the print version. Either way. And oh, by the way, some people don't know this, but it's a marketing tactic of Amazon for them to say they have one copy or like no copies left. If that happens to come up for you, go ahead and get your copy, because there actually are copies that are being produced. And so that's not going to be a problem. You're going to get it still right away. So step one in the process, like I was saying, go to Amazon.com, get your copy of the Pet Fashion Almanac 2015, go to best.petfashionprofessionals.com, fill out the form, and then check your email for your copy of the Pet Holiday Calendar 2015, because you'll have the holiday calendar immediately. If you get the Kindle version, you'll have that immediately. But if you get the printed version, you might wait on it a little bit. And some of us are a little, you can see my Post-it notes there in the background on my wall. Some of us tend to plan ahead of time. So I think it'll be very helpful for you to have this ahead of time. And I think that's it. I'm going to look and see if we have any questions here in our Q&A. And I don't think that we do. So with that, I will also say that here on the page on Google Plus, the link to best.petfashionprofessionals.com is there. There's also a link to the book on Amazon. And as soon as this Google Hangout is over, we'll make sure that the information is also included in the description for the Hangout to make it easy for everyone to easily just click to the specific page where you need to get the Pet Fashion Almanac and to participate in the bestseller campaign. I want to make that as easy as possible for you. So, fingers crossed. Onward and upward. I am on my way to New York City tomorrow for the Retails and Sales Expo that is being put on by Whitegate PR and American Pet Professionals. If you will be there, make sure you stop by and say hello to the International Association of Pet Fashion Professionals table. I can't wait to actually meet people live and in person. And thank you so much for joining me for this Google Hangout. Don't hesitate to post any questions if you do have them. And let's make this year another best-selling year and have a wonderful, wonderful day.